Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dad Knits, hashtag Dads Can Knit Too. Today I'm going to try a whole bunch of different stitches today, all in one hat. This is supposed to turn out to be a bag hat for a baby using a brioche. I don't know if I'm saying it right, stitch. What I'm going to use for this is one of these little round ones here. So I got a big thing of red and then white. Need one of the little pokey thingies, needle to sew it off, and pair of scissors. I'm probably gonna make a bunch of mistakes. So let's learn how to make a two-color brioche bag hat. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this red one first. And everybody says make a slip knot. So you always, every video I've seen, they make slip knots and they put it on here. Now that's not a slip knot, but that's the case, whatever. That's the knot that I made. Alright, and now to start the hat, to start the brim, you're going to start by doing the little circles, the little E-loops, all the way around the whole thing on every single peg to start with. Alright, all the way around the whole thing. Okay, so now this is my first new stitch. I'm going to do the U wrap stitch on each peg. So to do that, you put it over one and then you lift it up and over. And then you just move it to the next one and lift it up and over. I think that's right. And you keep doing that all the way around. Okay, so the U wrap is a little bit different than the E wrap because you have to do it one at a time. You have to put it there, hold it, wrap it. Where with the E wrap, you can just go all the way around and then lift them all up and over. Now I'm going to learn how to purl also. Knit one, purl one. As a kid, I remember running around the house yelling, knit one, purl two. I had no idea what I was talking about. Now I actually know what I'm talking about. So it's once again, it's a U for the knitting. So put that around, put that up and under here like so. And then for the purl, you go underneath it, lift it up, lift the existing one up, grab the new one, pull everything, make a big loop here, pull everything off, including the old hook here, and now your new loop is going to go on there in its place. So that's a purl. So we'll go back, we're alternating this. So knit, that now seems so easy, and then purl, up and under, pull the new one, make a big loop, then yank the whole thing off, and then the new loop goes on in its place. And then pull it tight. This is learning something new. So knit one, boom, got that, that's easy. Purl one, lift it up, oops, oh boy, lift it up, oh my gosh, now I'm missing it. Get the new one, make a loop, pull the old one off, which I have to do with this because I don't know why. And then the new loop goes around, bam. This is going to take me a lot longer to do these than the regular E-loop. There we go, regular, knit one, purl one. Now this is like a huge pattern here. This whole hat is some crazy patterns. And it even changes from level to level once we get further. So this is going to form the bottom brim of the hat, shall we say. So we're going to have to copy this multiple times. Keep going all the way around. Knit one, purl one. Uh-oh. Wait. Alright, so now this row is easier. This row is just a U wrap every other one. This I can do. So I like this. Boom, boom, boom. Oops, what happened there? Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. Go back. You go there. You go up and over. If you can count to 2, you can do this stitch. So now, last peg, first peg, now we're going over to the even pegs. So we're skipping these 2, and we're going to this third one here, and then we're going to purl this whole row. Ugh, not a fan of purl. So, up, get it, oh dear. Bring this in, up and over, and then pull this whole knot up. There's 2 of them in here, so this makes it even more difficult. And then purl this up and over, boom, and then do every other one purling. So grab the 2 up and under, make sure you get that out, then pull this out, and then pull that tight. So every other one now, instead of doing the easy U stitch, which I like, we're now doing the harder purl stitch. Can I tell you how soft this yarn is? With its color and how soft, I imagine this is what Elmo feels like. It's so soft. Uh-oh, not again. Whew, saved it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the ones that we're skipping only have 1 layer of yarn. The ones that we're doing the purl on has 2 layers. So basically we're bringing anyone that has 2, already has 2, we are getting rid of those 2 and replacing them with a single layer of yarn, and then the odd ones now have a double layer of yarn. And now we're back to the beginning. Okay, so now we're back to our even rows, and with the even rows we're back to knitting. Okay, so this is row 5. This is the last row before we start to add multiple colors. And odd rows are purling. In row 6 is where we start to add the colors. So to do that, they make a slip knot. I don't know how to do that. I don't know, something like that. Put it over top of the first peg, and then you're going to tie the 2 strings together. Oh, tie the existing string together. I think I'm butchering this. Okay, now we're going to do the knitting on all the odd ones, the ones that have 2 layers on them, and then we're just going to go over it. You then anywhere there's a double one, I'm pulling the double red over top of the white. Getting myself all tangled up here. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. Now we're back to the beginning. So we need to just put the white over here. And now with our red, we're going to bring our red back around. And we're going to purl with the red. Purling with the red, stitching with the white. And we're going to do that for as long as we like the hat to be. Crikeys. There we go, purl. Come on, purl. Oh, you purl. I like knit. I don't like purl. Knit one, purl, go away. Oh, come on. Purl's the worst. Here's the question of the day. Is there a better way to do a purl than what I'm doing? I am not doing it very well. What is going on, purl? Alright, finally, back to the last one of purl. Not a fan of you, purl. Okay, and this last one, because the yarn here is not tied down to anything, you're going to double pulling all over the place here to get this the way you like it. And now, go back. Boom. Once again, it's easy to find it. It was hard watching the video. When I was watching the other person do it, I wasn't really sure what was going on. But it's pretty simple when you're doing it. Just look for wherever there's two threads, two pieces of yarn. There's not two here, so I don't do anything there. There's two here, so I know I have to do something. So on this particular case, I'm just pulling it over because this is my easy U-stitch. This is the one that I like doing, as opposed to my purling stitch, which is much more difficult. I think you want to leave these a little looser if you can. I must have been pulling the knot super tight, so now I'm having a hard time getting them up and over. So leave them a little bit looser, and you might have an easier time doing this. So I'm almost at the end. When you're doing these, when you do it, keep this loose, flip this over, and then the other thing that I was doing, pulling this out just a little bit to give it a little bit more looseness there for the next round. Because if you pull them really tight as you're doing it, it's going to make it a really, really tight hat. So you need to really keep them loose. Alright, and now even with this one, I've gotten better at the purl stitch. But even with the purl stitch, same thing. As you're pulling it around, pulling it up and through, get a nice big loop here. Then you got to yank it off. And then when you put the purl stitch back on top, keep it loose there as well. I made it long enough. Supposedly it's supposed to be 66 or 65 rows. I think I have more than that. I don't know. I lost track of count. But now we have to tie off the extra color because now we're going to the top to finish it off in just the one color. So to do that, we have to cut the second color and then tie it off onto the original color. Just a regular knot will do. Alright, and now everywhere that we have two colors, we have to loop over the second color, to get it all to just one color here. I don't know what to do here with this one. I guess it doesn't matter. This is the last one anyway. It doesn't really matter. And then from here, you're going to go around and do good old-fashioned E-stitching all the way around. After you go all the way around, when you get back to the beginning, now pull all the white ones over the E in the directions that I read. To make the hat, you're supposed to go back the other direction now, but it doesn't really matter. I've done it both ways, and I've gotten the same result either way, going counterclockwise or clockwise with this. Alright, just like that. So this is called a modified basic bind off. Modified basic. You use 2 pegs. You're going to go forwards, backwards, and then forwards again. That's the pattern that I've figured out. So, first you have to start with peg 2. You're wrapping an E-stitch around peg 2. You loop it up and over peg 2. Then, you take that new loop, you put it back on peg 1. If I can get it there. Oh boy. Okay. Now I have peg 2 on peg 1, pull it a little bit tighter, then loop over top of peg 1, and now with peg 1 you're going to move it back to peg 2. You're basically forming like a double knot there. Got it. This is complicated. Okay, so you're forming like a double knot inside there on that one peg. And then you do the same thing again on the next peg. You do this 2 more times. Okay, so after looping it up and over, pull that off, put it back on peg 2. Now it's getting loose on me, so I'm pulling it a little bit tighter here so that I have some resistance. Then take the original one, flip that back over, and then once again move this over here. Onto now the third peg. Stay on the peg. There we go. And then flip that over. And then go back to here. Oh no. All this work. Okay. And now it gets even more complicated. So to make it a modified bind off, every 4th one you double knit it. Why? I don't know. But for some reason, that's what you do. I don't know what it does, why we're doing this, but double knit it first. After you double knit it, then do all the same things, going back and forth, go backwards once, and then go forwards once. Why we're adding that extra stitch in there, I don't know. Fourth time, and I can't even see from the top where I did it last time, but whatever. So now we do the double E-stitch first, give it a little extra girth. I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right anymore. Alright, now I have to keep counting. Don't forget to count. I only have to count up to 3 and I can't even do that. How to fix a mess up here on Dad Knits. Alright, so that was the 4th one, but I decided to go all the way around. So now I got to go back and do this. Now I can fix this. From here, supposed to just weave in the ends. A little nervous about that because they use some kind of fancy knitting needle and all I have is this. So mine's going to be a little bit different than what I saw on the telly. Alright, so I'm pulling this in. Hold on to that, I guess. Now you're supposed to turn it inside out so that, let me see something here. Nope. If you start pulling on that, you're going to pull it all apart. And that's what the boys and girls call bad. I'm going to loop it through the hole here. I looped it through to make sure that I have a little bit of some kind of a knot there. Now I'm going to turn it inside out. Uh-oh, lost my needle. Alright, now that it's inside out, now I'm going to sew in all these little loose ends. I am going to do it the dad way, making sure you don't see the needle. Let's see, before I pull too tight, I want to make sure you can't see. No, I think it looks okay. I'm even going to put a little knot here at the end because I'm paranoid worrywart. Okay, I'm going to cut off this extra end. Then I'm going to do the same thing here with the white ones. I'm not going to weave it in too much because I don't really have that much to weave in. Should have cut it a little bit longer. But I weaved it in there. Now I'm going to cut that off. What did we learn here from Purple Baby? Yay! We learned that the hat is a little too big, too long. Maybe count your stitches. We learned how to do a U-stitch, purl. First time doing purl stitches. Yay, purl! So I did some purls, did some U-stitches in here, and then you can see you can make 2 different colors appear whenever you want them, depending on if you're doing a U-stitch or a purl stitch. So that's it. I want to thank lumahat.com. That's the video that I watched to learn how to make this. I would probably make it a little bit smaller, but that's what I did. So thanks to you, and watch my videos. Follow down below. Follow, like, subscribe. Do all those fun things down below. You want to see me make some more hats for Purple Baby here, or some other things, who knows what. Please do all those following things. So from here at Dad Knits, peace.